So, hello everyone. Welcome to my second part of the WoW music, the music of Hallowfall. And today we will have a look at the dark side of Beledar. Um, as you can see, I'm standing right now here in Emeralda, and it is still the light side. My first theory, before I actually listened to the music, was okay, when the light shifts, what will happen then to the music? Because it is just logical that the music also shifts. And that is actually true. The music shifts. And the music shifts in the zones like Merelda here, and also in the veneration grounds, that would be like over there. This thing. Or you can also see that from here. Over there at Inir's Ascent. There we don't have like a total shift of the music. We just get the more quieter variations we have of the music we, for example, actually hear right now in Merelda. Yeah, that is what I want to show you first. And then we will have a look what happens to the rest of the zones and what other kinds of musics we still have and I didn't talk about yet. As you can see, it already starts to get a bit darker. It looks a bit like a sunset, actually. Saw that several times when I was hunting my beautiful mount I have now. Just listen a bit and look what happens. There we go. Most beautiful animation in the whole game, I think. And as you can hear, we now have just these ethereal, esoteric, really quiet sound. It's more like an ambient sound than actual music. There are also variations where you actually have a bit of music, or the melody we know from the dance-like theme we normally have in Merida. I would say that is just the music that fits like the night theme, like it is a normal night. We know from the Arathi that when Beledar gets dark, it is actually like a nighttime for them. Actually, a bit of confusing nighttime because it's every 3 hours for half an hour, but it's fine. So we will fly over there now. I will show you the music from an external source because it is kind of random which variation we see, and that's a bit bad if I want actually to talk about specific things. But yeah. So what happens to the rest of the music in most part of Hallowfall? We don't get like a darker, quiet version of it. We actually get new music, and it actually has a new title. It's called Dark Crystal. I mean, we know why. Yeah. That is also like a beautiful view here. Okay. Sorry, get distracted. Yeah, the Dark Crystal. And we'll have a quick look on, I will say, the main theme. I see the variations, like there's always like a main theme, and then we have different variations, like 4 or 6 variations of that. And we will have now first have a look at the main theme that's called Dark Crystal, which is the music during Beledar's night in most of the parts in Hallowfall. I will quick stop it here, because then, as you could hear, the main theme has 2 parts. Want to talk about the first part first. So, as you could hear, it has a much darker theme, and it has these wave-like background music. Dieses da 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 da. You will always hear that in every variation. It has a kind of a similarity to the Hallowfall theme, like the light theme. It's called Hallowfall actually. It has the same time signature. We still don't really know. It is not a 4/4. It is shifting between 6-4, 5-4 time signature. It's not like really clear. In my opinion, these wave-like motive in the background gives it a bit more structure than the Hallowfall theme actually has. Yeah, but that is all I would say. What are like similarities? We have here an harmonic E minor key that let's say it has like a bit of an alien character. E minor, harmonic minor keys in just in general are also associated to Arabic music, Oriental music. I mean, it is that kind of Oriental music that Western composers did in the past and wanted to sound like it's Oriental music without it being actually Oriental music. But it has this for Western ears. I mean, I'm German. I'm grew up in like a Western culture. I'm used to have these Western music all the time. So for Western ears, it sounds a bit alien. And I think that is the goal of it, because this over here just looks alien. The wave-like motive, if like in the piano, in the woodwinds, in the harp, has a bit of a trance effect. It's mediative, but it is. It feels a bit like a circle all the time that it repeats. Yeah, trance. That was actually the word I get up with. And I was asking myself why such a music, and then I thought, yeah, because trance is also like controlling something. And maybe it is this idea we know from the void trying to send us something that is also something like we know Beledar is like a transmitter. It is sending us something like the Radiant song, for example, and stuff like that. So waves, because we have like waves that send us information. Or is it because the void wants to control us, to confuse us, maybe, to make us to its puppets? Then we have the brass and the timpani. These instruments add a more dramatic atmosphere to it, because we don't hear like a relaxed, quiet music. It is also like a bit dramatic. It is a bit tense. And we have also parts in some variations with choir there, again, like we had all the time on the light side. I think that is just because the Arathi don't give up their hope, their belief. For me, choir sounds, sacral sounds are always connected to the light and the religion of the Arathi. And we will now hear the second part again. I will just get into it a bit further. We have you can hear the wave motifs again. This is the second part. so far. The second part does not have the same wave motive like before. It has these descendant melody phrases in the violins. They add the music just a bit feeling of descending, of going down something somehow or somewhere. If you listen to the clarinet and the horn melody and stuff, it adds a bit more of the feeling of the same feeling we have in the Hallowfall theme. So there is just a bit more similarity without having actually the same melody. And if we have a look at the B version of the music, what is this one? So only that beginning has like a bit more of an opening character. It is the choir first, alone. And then this opening character reminded me of the Hallowfall theme we had last week. You can also get just a quick listen to it if you want. Hallowfall, main theme. Also choir. And I think that opening character is similar to what we have at the Dark Crystal. The next version of it, it's another interesting thing. Music on. Same wave-like motif, and this rattling sound. So, this rattling sounds reminds us that there are also insects. The Nerubians. We have Nerubians in Hallowfall. For example, at their shipyard. You can see them here. Can I ping them? No. Okay. You can see them all over here, and we know that the Arathi fight for literally like their whole stay in Hallowfall against the Nerubians. So these rattling sounds is just like, yeah, there are insects, and the interesting thing is that it is not an ambient sound we have in the game. It is actually in the music. So yeah, there's another connection. And yeah, it adds the music this sinister sound, like something maybe horrific. Which I think is fitting and nice, and gives us a better feeling of that the dark part or the dark side of the crystal is actually like dangerous, or much more dangerous than it is on the light side. And then So let's have another listen to the wave motif because I want to show you something. Starting here again. The wave motif is still there. It's in the harp now. So, and then listen to the last variation of the dark crystal. Is there the wave-like motif, or isn't it there? That was the question I had when I heard that first. It is actually not there. But if you are used to listen to that motif, your brain tends to complement it into that only atmospheric variation of that theme. The reason is it has the same harmonic. It actually uses the same sounds. We also have that rattling. It uses the same rhythmic and stuff. But the main really prominent motif, these waves, are not there. But yeah, at least my brain did, because I actually, when I heard it first, I thought it would be there, but it isn't. That's a really common phenomenon. We know that. Also, it's more like, maybe if you read a word, but the letters are in a different order, but it is the right letters. You can still read the word because your brain just complements everything, so you can read it because you're used to read it. And that's the same thing that happens here. If we listen to that music, we are used to that wave motif, and now it's not there, but the brain wants it to be there. And my theory about that was, is it a vision? Is it a hallucination we get from Beledar? Because it is also this void theme thing with we get visions, we see things that actually are not there, and now we also hear things that actually are not there. And in my opinion, that is just great. It fits perfectly to the zone, to the theme of the lore and the stuff we can see here. We can read, and also we can hear, and it is beautiful. It is just really good done. I don't know if that was intended. If it was intended, then it's genius. It is just genius. Yeah. So, if you have a bit of time, just go and listen to only that music and have a look at this phenomenon. It is really nice and really interesting. So, but now I want to switch to another music, because I told you music in Beledar switches, like in the Veneration Ground, like here in 10 Years Ascent, like in the most part of Hallowfall. But we have also parts where it doesn't switch. For example, the Aegis Wall. That's where I'm flying now. It's we have the same thing. I talked about that in my last video. I have to show you. Okay. Okay. We have the same thing like over there. Hillbrand family farm. Where I said, yeah, this is an area like the area I'm here now, where Beledar's shadow doesn't reach. Also, Beledar's light doesn't reach. And over there, I said, yeah, we have like an organ point, which is like in musical language, if you want to say, a symbol for stasis, because Beledar's shifting doesn't matter for that kind of zone, because it's actually always in the shadow. Not in the void shadow, but in the shadow. And we have the same here. We will just listen to the music here in a second. This music doesn't change when Beledar shifts. Also like the music in the north. So, what do we have here? Let's have a look. The music is also called the Aegis Wall, and we will now listen to the main theme again. So far. So, what do we have here? We have, I think, a big contrast to the normal Hallowfall music. It is in C minor. Just to remember, the Hallowfall theme is in C major, so you have a connection there. It has like a straightforward 4/4 time signature. The timpani, or all the percussion, it is, I think, mostly the timpani, gives us like a march vibe. It feels like a march, a really slow one, but it is a march. Also, the low, the brass and stuff add to this march feeling. It is not like a funeral march, I would say, because the brass and the strings and the melody there sounds a bit more majestic, more royal, and not really sad. It is, I would say, it sounds serious. There's no funny things happening. There is not really happiness, but they're not sad. They're focused. I imagine if when I hear to that, like an army marching by foot, and they're really focused for the battle that is that will come. Then the composer added a solo instrument. And just listen again to that solo. Let's just start it from the beginning again. So at first we don't have that much feeling. We have just these glissandi that are really dramatic, and we have the harp that adds this glittery feeling. I would say glittery because of the crystal, of course. With a flickering light or something. There you have the timpani. And then you have this solo instrument, accompanied by the choir again. Strings, and it gets more majestic. And the church bells. We have church bells there. So, first, to the solo instrument. It is a string instrument. I actually couldn't find out which kind of a string instrument it is, but it is for sure a string instrument. And it also sounds like it is not something programmed. It sounds like it is an actual instrument, but it's altered and with like some effects over it. And yeah, altering that stuff just is a hint to something unnatural happening here. We are at the border to Ashkahed. We see that over there. Yeah, if I would fly down here, I would be in Ashkahed. We also had now in the new campaign quest from 11.0.7. I think it is somewhere over here where the quest is. Or, yeah, there we have to quest. And the quest text tells us that Illyria thinks that we have somehow here in this area the black blood. And we know black blood is altering things. We know that also because if you're mining or if you do herbalism, there are always ores and herbs that are called altered something. So something altering is happening there. And that just fits perfectly with this string instrument, which is like originally an acoustic string instrument, but it sounds alien to us. It is not the same as before. Something happened to it. Like something happens to the nature here. A second. Okay. So then, like we heard it again, we have a choir here. We have church bells here. If it actually is church bells or not, we don't know. Maybe it's just the bells we hear that are in that tower over there. So overall, I would say this music is a mixture of these military march thing, like army goes to battle, but it is not just an army. It is an army that has a strong belief in the light. This music is also it is military and sacred music in once, all in once. And then we have this altered instrument that is, yeah, something happened to them. Something is happening there, and we don't know what it is. We have a danger here, which we don't know, which we know. We know the danger here. It is the Nerubians. Like the Arathi always fight against the Nerubians. They do that for centuries, I would say. I'm not sure if it's actually centuries lore-wise, but I think it is centuries. So yeah, that's what's happening here, and the music is just a great fit to that. One quick look before we switch to the next one. We have one version of the Aegis Wall. The Aegis Wall, by the way, has like the main theme and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different other versions. So there's a lot of music happening here. I think it is the most. No, Loris Crossing has also, and the Arathi Memorial has also 6 versions. So we will go to the version E. That is it E? Did I say E? Yes, it is. This harp sound is for me just the flickering and glittering from the crystal, like in most of the musics there. But accompanied with this dark timpani. The next thing we would hear is the solo again. But what we have here is an organ point again. This variation starts with an organ point like we had at the Hillbrand family farm. And yeah, it is the same kind of looking area, and that fits my theory with the stasis. Perfectly. We have the same thing here. So that's to the Aegis Wall. And now we will have a look at the music from some instances we have here. We'll just enable that one. We have the Nightfall Sanctum over there. That's where I'm flying right now. Beledar is getting light again. Nice. I'm talking too much. Yeah, if I hope you were in that delve, because yeah, I know I don't like the delves personally, but I think it's a fine fit, especially for players that want to do some solo content, because you actually can do that solo. And it's really nice, and it adds a bit of a background information, I would say, to the lore, like dungeons always also do. So it's nice to have that. I have to kill one. Can I go? Yeah, I probably have to kill one. Okay. Hope I can kill that. Yeah. So that is the Nightfall Sanctum. And the Nightfall Sanctum is, I want to show that to you without getting killed. I want to stay here. Can I stay here? So we have a nice hue for the video. I want to have a nice hue. I'm sadly a really weak healer. Okay, while I kill these, I will just have a look at the music here. The music is called Order of the Night, by the way. So, of course I died. So, we have again a music that is in two parts. By the way, we hear the same music in the Delft, the Skittering Breach. I was there like 2 days ago and thought, yeah, that is the same music. So it is all the music that has something to do with the Order of the Night. The theme is actually called Order of the Night. We have a darker atmosphere. We have a more relaxing atmosphere at the first part. We have a more military atmosphere in the second part. It is also in E minor. It's not harmonic, this one, this time. So it has the same key like the Dark Crystal theme, but yeah, it's not harmonic. So it's not. It sounds more Western, I would just say. We have not really a wave motive there, but we have a wave feeling in the volume. Volume is going up and down and up and down all the time. Yeah, so maybe it's the same thing like in the Dark Crystal. Beledar is sending something to us. Yeah. Or because we don't have that in the melody, it reminded me more to the glissandi we had in the Hallowfall theme. There I said that is like it sounds like there's a being breathing, a steady breathe. It's a sign of life we have, and maybe it's the same thing here. That it is like breathing, but together with all the instruments and the harmonic and stuff, it gets a darker feeling. So it is not either. It is not the same being we hear breathe, or that being is now here torn to the shadow instead of the light. Of course, we have a choir here, like everywhere in Hallowfall. The Order of the Night are Arathi. They are religious. They are believers. So I always thought the choir is a sign for the belief in the light, but actually I would say it is just a sign for belief in any kind of like a religious belief in something, because the music here, the background story, I would say that is a sign for the religion of the Order of the Night, because, and that's what the first boss in Dawnbreaker is saying, they learned to embrace the dark. They believe in the dark side of Beledar, not at the light side, but they are believers. They are religious, like all the Arathi are. So choir maybe because that one. The second part has again a march attitude. We hear the double bass and the snare drum that has that march feeling. Also again brass for the majestic "we are so strong" thing. And that fits because the Order of the Night are, I would say, kind of military, like big parts of the Arathi are. They're also a military organization. And they want to fight because they think they're right in embracing the dark. So yeah, that is the military thing. Then we have in the A version, I get a look there, it's the first version of that music. This oboe we know from the Arathi General. Choir again. And the harp. So, as I said before, this harp sound is just something glittering for me. And I think that is actually what we hear here. It is just a reminiscence to Beledar. The crystal. The crystal is added in the music. You don't see the crystal here. We're underground. Or underground. So we're in a cave actually. But without Beledar actually being here. So it is just a reminiscence to the crystal. I mean, they believe in that crystal. That is the greatest thing they have, and it looks actually great and gorgeous. So yeah. So far. Yeah, in the versions B and C, we have that crystal glittering thing even stronger. We can just, to close this kind of music, we can just hear in one of them now. Okay. Yeah. It's a different motive. It's still a harp. It is even more glittery. So far. And now we will have a look at the last music from Hallowfall. And that's why we will fly into the Dawnbreaker. The music is called Arathi Combat Dark, and it is the music we have next to some other songs really prominent in the Dawnbreaker, especially the boss fights. Now it worked. So, what do we have here? We have another march. But it's a different one. Yeah, it sounds different. It sounds also different because we have a different time signature. It's in 6/8. So, if I would say the march music themes, things we heard before are, because I said that, like the military marching on foot, it's the infantry. What we now hear is the cavalry. Because this 6/8 is something that we know from the tradition of military music. And it is specific for horses because it just fits the movement of horses better than like a 2/4 or a 4/4 would do. That's just historically the thing. It is a bit more lively, I would say. It is still serious. It is still focused. We have again the choir. Here I would say, like in Aegis Wall, it is, yeah, we are listening to a religious army marching. Religious also fits 6/8, or the other way around, the 6/8 fits the religious beliefs, because it is the March attitude, and it is still a form of Trinity because of the 6/8s we have. You can just divide them, and then you have like 2 3s. Time signatures with a 3 in it, like 6 something, 9 something, even 12 something, but that is not really common. So 3, 6, 9 were considered as a perfect time signature, especially in the early sacred music, the Christian sacred music. I mean, I'm talking about Christianity. I also said something about it in my last video. The whole thing with human elves. We know it's a mixture. The Arathi are not only human; they are half elf. But yeah, humanity, or some kind of humanity, worshipping a dark flame and some big light glory one, but also the flame, like the hot and burning one. That is just something that fits perfectly in Christianity, even more than the holy light does per se. So the holy flame is just more Christianity than we had before, which is not bad. I like that. I mean, why shouldn't we have something we know from the real life in game? We have so many different cultures and stuff with all the different races and things in this game. By not having a Christian culture, that is totally fine. So, yeah. Again to the music. You have a heavy percussion. You have really heavy percussion, more than we had in the other March like music. It is even more driving. It is more tension. It is like, yeah, we are now facing an actual enemy. We are literally facing them because we are fighting it in the dungeon. So you can't be more next to your enemy than fighting it in the dungeon. Right. Yeah. If still the choir, I said that. And yeah, this music has to motivate the people that are fighting for you. You know, you have to motivate them, so you write such a music. Together with the hope we can get, because people, yeah, they believe in the holy light. They still have that religious one. And 2 other things. We know that kind of music from another really, really well-known march. And that is this one. Same vibe. So yeah, we all know that. It's the same idea. And then when we again listen to the Arathi combat, we have always this combination of semi-quaver with an 8th following. This is da-da. Here again. Again. And again. that is actually like a reversed march rhythmic, because the normal march rhythmic would be like yeah, like horses running, and that is just the other way around. And it reminded me of something every WoW player knows. The main theme. There we have it. And again. And again. So yeah, it is the same rhythmic motive we have here. And I think it gives us the same vibe. We are strong, we are going to fight, we're going to battle. We're focused and stuff like that. It is the same vibe. And I think it is a nice hint to the main theme to have that here in that dungeon music. It's just a nice connection. So, yeah. And that's actually all from me for today. And yeah, just enjoy a bit the music, and then we will see us next week. Bye bye.